everyone, Missy, Forensic Astrologer here. I wanted to make this video to clear up a few things about me and what I do, what I'm about, and my channel. I started this video a few months ago. I started this channel a few months ago, and the first case that I looked at was the Summer Wells case. And I really didn't have any motivation for that, except for it was a case that I had been looking at for a long time. I should probably back up and explain. Forensic astrology is looking at crime through the eyes of astrology. And that case, it captivated me. It's captivated a lot of people. And so a lot of YouTubers look at it in a certain light, and I look at it in a different light. I look at it in an astrological light, okay? And so also the fact that I'm from East Tennessee and she was from East Tennessee, I didn't start out with a video about her in order to, what would be the word, exploit her name or anything like that. It's just a case that I've been looking at, a case that I've been studying, taking notes on, like I said, astrological stuff. And so that was the only reason, because this is something I should have said in my first video, and it would have probably helped, because I probably wouldn't have gotten accused of being a tragedy pimp and things like that if I would have just mentioned this in my first video. If any video that I make that mentions the name of a missing person makes any money, you can rest assured that I will reach out to the family and I will ask them what they want done with the money. Do they want me to send it to them, to their Cash App? Do they want me to send it to their reward fund for, offering, for information to help find the person? Do they want it sent somewhere like missing and exploited children? It will be up to the family, okay? It's not money that I would keep and spend for myself. And I should have mentioned that on day one, and it would have avoided a lot of misconceptions and confusion about me. And for that, I apologize. But at the time, I also didn't realize what a firestorm of controversy I was stepping into. I honestly didn't. I didn't. I knew that there were a lot of YouTubers talking about the family and things like that, pointing fingers at certain people, mentioning names of certain people, and I wasn't interested ever in doing anything like that. I've always just wanted to run a channel that is legal and above board, that doesn't qualify for any legal action with regards to things like slander, libel, exploitation, doxing. I have no interest in hurting anyone or their reputation. That's not what I'm here, and that's not why I'm here, and that's not what I do. So if you see or hear anything in any of my videos that harms someone's reputation, okay, where I've pointed a finger, said a first and last name, this person did this person did that, please bring it to my attention. I will make correction as quickly as I'm able to make correction. I don't rely on YouTube for any kind of income. My husband and I are long-haul truck drivers, and we are on the road for about a month at a time. And so I have adequate income from trucking. I don't need to exploit missing people in order to make money. I'm not sending out a judgment to other YouTubers. How you run your channel and how you run your life is your business. It's not for me to judge you. I'm not part of the legal system, okay? I would just say, I would encourage you to run anything that you say through the filter of, can I get sued for that? That's all I would encourage you to do. But other than that, you'll get no smart comments or anything like that from me. I'm not into that. I also wanted to cover why I started astrology in the first place. It started when I was about 10 or 11 years old. I became concerned about child predators. And I went to someone that I knew that was very well versed in astrology. And I said, is there a way to see this in a child's chart? The likelihood that they would be exposed to a child predator. Is there a way to stop it? Is there a way to prevent it? Like, could you see it in a chart and warn their parents? I mean, what could you do? I was a very deep, deep thinker at a very early age. That's just who I am. I'm a 12th house Neptunian. That means nothing to most people, but for astrologers it means something. They know exactly what I'm talking about when I say Neptune in the 12th house in Scorpio. That's where I'm at. So, but anyway, so I got into it for that reason. And I made a decision early on that those types of readings I would never charge for. There are readings that I do charge for, like personal readings and things like that. But anything having to do with a missing person or a murder victim or anything like that, if I get involved, I'm not going to the family and saying, you know, I need this amount of money to look at your child's case or your loved one's case. So, you know, I just don't do that. I do what I'm able to do with the time that I have, and I don't have that much time to devote. I have had some successes. In 1987, a woman came to me that I went to high school with, and she had had a baby, and she said, would you look at my child's chart? And I was in college at the time. I said, sure. And immediately, alarm bells and red flags all over that chart. And I gave her some warnings, and I told her what it meant, you know, the things that I was seeing in the chart. And I told her that the events would occur between the ages of 6 and 10, and the events occurred around the age of 8. Fortunately, she took measures to protect her child from a certain person, and her child was not harmed, but some other children were harmed. And it was in a church building, and it was from a religious leader in the church. I'll put a video link below. I go into that in more detail. But that was one case I was able to help with. And then there was another case where there was a cold case. It was a murder case, and I was able to help police find the person that did it using astrology. I'll put a link to that also. I did not charge to do either of those charts or readings or whatever. I never charge the family. The family's actually, you know, it's very helpful when a family cooperates with me and gives me like the birth date, the birthplace, the birth time. I can't even tell you how important a birth time is. It's ridiculous. How, you know, I dream of a world where people, when their child is born, they go to an astrologer, they give them the time, the place, and the date of birth, and then they go for like an annual reading, you know, to look at the child's chart, see what's ahead. You know, I just dream of that world, but I know that will never be. A lot of what prevents families from working with me is their religious beliefs. And I have reached out to families for things like birth times and gotten a yes, gotten cooperation, and that's when I'm most likely to be able to see things that are helpful. Without a birth time, there's just a whole lot of things that I can't see. And especially like the 4th house is like the ending of things. It's the beginning and the end, the womb and the tomb. And without a birth time, I can't look at the 4th house, and I can't determine certain things because I don't know the location of the 4th house of the chart. Same thing with the 8th house, same thing with the 12th house. Those are very important houses to look at with regards to murder victims and missing people. And there's people a lot better at this game than I am. There's a lady, I'll put her link below, and she's actually able to do something called mapping. And she can take a transparent chart and overlay it over like Google Maps And she has been able to actually find missing people doing that. And so I'm not able to do mapping. If I had a missing child, I would be calling her up and I would be saying, I need your help. Okay? So she also has a channel on YouTube. So I'll give you her information also below. But that's the whole reason I got into this. I never got into it to hurt anybody, to damage anybody's reputation. I feel like if I can't do good with something, I just don't want to do it at all. Okay? So, again, any money that I get from a monetized video that mentions the name of a missing person, their family will be contacted, or they can contact me, and I'll make it right with them. I'll do whatever they want done with the money. And, I'm not here to hurt anybody's reputation or damage anybody or anything like that. And again, if there's anything in my videos that is said or done, seen or heard, that would harm somebody's reputation, would put me in court for something like slander or libel, bring it to my attention. I'm going to put my email below. You can email me with any questions. And so I really appreciate you listening to my video. Love you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.